Welcome in or welcome back. We're going to dive right in because we have a lot to get to on this one. What if the darkest secrets of humanity were tied to a single cursed bloodline? And what if the only person who could expose this truth was a man of faith, whose own reality was beginning to unravel? Today we're diving into a book that will make you question everything you know about belief, lineage, and the very nature of evil. This is our complete expose of Daniel Bannon's incredible supernatural thriller, The Scarlet Lineage. What is the book about? The Scarlet Lineage is an immersive supernatural thriller that takes the reader on a wild and intriguing ride from the very outset. The story's narrative follows a priest as he uncovers a damning secret about a demonic lineage and its insidious influence on humanity from the past up to the present. The methodical tension, kindled then ignited within the book's first few pages, becomes a palpable sensation of dread as the priest begins to piece together the fragments of this horrifying truth. As he delves deeper into the lineage's history, the priest's reality begins to shift, and his grip on sanity loosens. His unhinged state leads to heinous allegations, blurring the lines between reality and the fantastical ideas that bring him to doubt his own faith. The novel masterfully weaves together several genres, pulling at the levers of mystical Catholicism, murderous plots, and an unhinged lunacy that makes you question realities well beyond the character's experience. The book's masterful pacing forces the reader to forego all obligations in an effort to get to the end without putting the book down. The narrative never relents, consistently adding more intrigue through developments that pull the reader into a miasmic web of an all-consuming apprehension. In this intense, immersive experience, it solidifies the book as a legitimate page-turner. The Scarlet Lineage is a standout work for several key reasons, showcasing an author with a clear passion for storytelling. Intensely researched, the author's extensive research is on full display throughout every chapter and every scene, delivering the reader directly into his setting with such suddenness that you can feel the surroundings, imbibe the fragrance, and taste the very air. Meticulously crafted characters. The characters are brilliantly executed, with their interactions and intentional arcs flourishing brilliantly right up to the end. Masterfully built tension. The story maintains multiple, incredibly successful, palpable tensions that weave together to build a rampant apprehension that doesn't just linger, it lives in you. Genre-blending narrative. The book is a legitimate page-turner that combines the familiar structure of a thriller with elements of cosmic horror and supernatural mystery, creating a fresh and unique experience. How have readers responded? The reception for The Scarlet Lineage is overwhelmingly positive, with readers and critics praising its unique approach to the supernatural thriller genre. Atmospheric and gripping. The book is described as a gripping, atmospheric tale that will have you hooked from the very first page. The prose is noted for being lush and mesmerizing with a lyrical quality. Strong characterization. Readers found themselves completely invested in the struggles of the richly developed and morally complex characters. The emotional journeys feel authentic and engaging, with Father Ben's story being particularly chilling and thought-provoking. Immersive world-building and plot. The novel's intricate world-building and mythology are lauded for feeling both original and deeply rooted in mythic tradition. The plot is expertly executed with skillful pacing and a relentless build of tension. Unforgettable impact. The novel's themes of faith, destiny, and redemption resonated deeply with readers. It is described as a story that sticks with you long after you finish, with many calling it a must-read and one of the best books they've read this year. The book is also recommended for those who appreciate a blend of theology, science, and suspense. And in my personal review, Daniel Bannon's The Scarlet Lineage is an absolute masterclass in storytelling, a legitimate page-turner that has not only earned its place among the great thrillers, but has done so with a flourish of its own. It's the kind of book that reminds you why we read in the first place, and it's a testament to the fact that new authors can breathe fresh, invigorating life into genres we thought we knew. This is a book driven by an author's undeniable passion. Banyon's characters are meticulously crafted, their interactions brilliant, and their narrative arcs flourish with an intentionality that is on full display right up to and especially on the final page. The result is a ride so immersive you won't want to get off. Like the best of its kind, the research on display is astounding. Banyon delivers the reader directly into a setting with such suddenness you can feel the surroundings, imbibe the fragrance, and taste the very air of each scene. It's a testament to the author's world building that the locations are not just backdrops, but living, breathing characters in their own right. The story weaves together multiple, incredibly successful, palpable tensions to build a rampant apprehension that doesn't just linger, it lives in you. This narrative never relents, adding more intrigue through organic developments that pull at the levers of several genres at the same time. The mystical aspects of Catholicism bristle between the scenes of murderous plots, while an unhinged lunacy makes you question realities well beyond what the characters experience. From the very outset, it is clear you are in for a wild and intriguing ride. The Scarlet Lineage is a brilliant reminder that there are incredible hidden gems to be found in the world of indie authors. It's books like this that make reviewing so enjoyable, and I can only hope for more from Daniel Bannon. Well done. And in our author spotlight, The Scarlet Lineage, being Daniel Bannon's debut novel, almost seems nonsensical. Rarely have I come across any author that can put together such a tremendous work right from the gates, but he has done just that. There is little publicly available about the author, other than he is a resident of Southern Cali, and that he is getting ready to publish his second book. I can't wait, Daniel. And then diving into similar comparisons. As far as books are concerned, The House of Seven Gables by Nathaniel Hawthorne is a very good comparison. This Gothic novel delves into the cursed history of a family haunted by past sins, a theme that resonates with the Scarlet Lineage's focus on an ancient heritage. Next up, The Crucible by Arthur Miller. The play looks at hypocrisy and explores how society tries to crush those with different views. It's similar to the priest in the Scarlet Lineage who is ostracized by his colleagues as his reality unravels. And then the works of H.P. Lovecraft. The novel's combination of supernatural mystery, an unhinged protagonist, and a plot that questions reality itself places it within the realm of cosmic horror. This genre, pioneered by Lovecraft, deals with ancient, non-human terrors that reveal humanity's insignificance. And then some movies that are unparalleled would be The Exorcist from 1973. This film's themes of faith, doubt, and demonic possession make it a direct comparison to the Scarlet Lineage's central character, a priest whose faith and sanity are tested as he uncovers a demonic lineage. In the Mouth of Madness, 1994. This film, about a horror writer whose work affects reality, is a strong parallel to the mind-bending, unhinged quality of the Scarlet Lineage, where the protagonist's reality begins to unravel. And finally, The Empty Man from 2020. This cosmic odyssey is a parallel for the kind of psychological horror found in the Scarlet Lineage, which focuses on psychological and metaphysical implications rather than physical threats. The Scarlet Lineage for me was a legitimate page-turner from the very beginning. Just the prelude or prologue. I don't remember exactly how he had phrased it, but it definitely gets the interest tingling and tickled immediately, and you're not quite sure what you're in for, but you're not going to put the book down. There's a lot of different aspects to it that really resonated with me, and I think the biggest one, and I did reach out to the author to expressly state that it's rare that I've had an engagement like that with a read since let's see, Dan Brown. When we all were in the Da Vinci Code phase, and I let the author know that because I was very impressed. And it is on that caliber, on that scale, and a lot of the reviews that you see, and he's got quite a few of them, also state this similar sentiments. The other thing that really resonated with me was the area of Boston itself. I'm not a resident, nor am I native Bostonian, but I have been to the city a couple times, and it is one of my favorites in the nation. Calling out the library or some of the churches and colleges of the area, author definitely did his research. I'd have to imagine he, at some point, or he might have been native himself at some point. I don't know. I didn't get into that with the email, but it's clear that he's either been there or he did an insane amount of research to bring that city to life, and it includes the Back Bay area. He's explored everything in there but Fenway, in my opinion. But that really solidified the story in my mind, because everything in there felt so real, and it added so much more to the story. Now, I have to say maybe that was, I think the reviews speak for themselves, because it couldn't have been just my experience. Many other people were mentioning that too. So I think the best service you can do is read it for yourself. And I guarantee you that if you're not doing this in one sitting, you're not going to take long to finish it. And it's not insanely long to begin with anyway, so I don't know, 45 hours maybe. That's being generous. But definitely worth your time. And like I mentioned, in other aspects of the video, it does blur the lines between genres. Whether or not it is a true horror, I think it is. It could, fall into different classifications. There's occult, mysticism for sure, but different psychological and as I mentioned, also metaphysical elements to it. You're definitely in for a ride from beginning to end, and there are a few really good plot twists in there that'll keep you're really engaged. If you aren't already, you get about 2/3 of the way through the book and you'll be hooked for the rest of it. May as well just write it out. There's nothing more to really add to it before we really start spoiling things, and I don't want to do that in these videos, because there is so much to gain on each page of this work. One of the things I will say is pay attention to the details. There's lots of little ones. There are some big ones. But it's the little ones that really make it creepy. I can't recommend this book enough. So definitely pick yourself up a copy, free on Kindle Unlimited, for now. And as stated, this is the author's first work, and that's pretty impressive in its own right. And I hope that fall release is soon. We'll definitely be looking forward to more of your work, Daniel. Well done. Next time on The Veiled Archive, what if salvation was a curse and faith was a weapon? Join us for a terrifying descent into a world where a man who is supposed to represent the Almighty instead leads a terrifying cult of manipulation, madness, and the occult. This is our deep dive into Zachary Greeton's chilling novel, Father, the Sacrificial Lamb. And it'd be remiss without addressing the algorithm gods. Please consider a like and subscribe if these conversations resonate with you. Really just a way to get these books out to the benefit of the authors that write them. I appreciate it. Until next time on the Veiled Archive.